Hi, my name is Naisha. Some of you guys know me as Shobon, Spurs Video Podcast. This is basically the response to the transfer window shit chat. Some Major Hank and P. John gave me some good responses, and I'd like to respond to those comments. Let's just go. Gio, he talked about Gio, someone that Harry never rated. To be totally fair, I rated him because I thought Barcelona scored a hat trick. Obviously, don't be wrong, to get into the Barcelona team is an amazing thing. To score a hat trick is also an amazing thing. You know, you know, he talks about how maybe someone's Spurs hierarchy rates him high. I think he's rated highly. I just think he's 21, 22, 23. So there's a lot of value in him. If he was 30, less value. 22, 23, he's got incredible potential. He just hasn't realised it, and we haven't realised it. And just because we haven't realised it doesn't mean we want someone else to realise it at a very cheap price. You know, I don't think we should keep it. I think we signed him because we had a huge problem at left wing. We tried using Steve Malbrandt to fill that role. We had Rito Ziegler, and let's face it, until Bale, just having to fill that. I can't remember what was it, the Arsenal game. We got him to fill that role. I mean, it says a lot that we didn't put Danny Rose there. We just put Bale there, and he filled that role, did superbly, and we've not looked back since really. And then obviously we signed Van der Vaart, who plays that position in the hole a lot better than Gio dos Santos can. And I think if he wanted to, he could make it. I mean, I was much as I hate the I don't hate Frank Lampard, but I don't know why people call him Fat Frank, but they talk about him, and he just say that he would stay behind after training to train with Gianfranco Zola, because he say, wait a minute, this is the most skillful player I've seen, a skillful player on the pitch. Yet he stays behind after everyone else has gone to train extra to improve his skills. And so, if you got to give Lampard, I know if he's a rate Lampard at West Ham, when he at Chelsea and the improvement he showed, I mean, man, that was just, when you look at that, you see a huge, if you see people like Dos Santos making that effort, he'd been an amazing player. He's sad to see Pav go, and I agree with Major Hank, there is a lot of quality he has. He doesn't show consistently enough. He's like Jermaine Jenas. You don't get to be a Premiership player and get to move for multi-million-pound sums if you're not a good player. He obviously is a good player, but he doesn't do it consistently enough. And with JJ, he gave him a run of games, didn't showed it for one game, disappeared for the next 2-3. Pav's even worse. As a striker, you live by your goals, your assists. He couldn't get many assists. He got goals. I mean, those goals against Birmingham and Chelsea just showed unbelievable quality, real quality. But then you got to work out how he's not able to follow it up. Why can't he switch? I was watching the Bilbao game, and there were moments his touches were woeful. I mean, even his team was remonstrating at him, saying, "Oh man, good move there. It just broke down." A lot of it due to Pav's poor first touch or poor decision making. And I know it's only a friendly, but that was indicative really. And I think he's been there 3.5 years, and he doesn't speak the language. Which, don't be wrong, there are many Brits that go to Spain and they don't bother learning learning Spanish. And they think, why can't these lot learn fucking English, eh? And I'm down with that as well. But at the same time, if you're working and your workmate's primary language is English, then I'm thinking you've got to learn a little bit of the language. Sar's a good player. He's just injured. I think if you can get him fit, like I said, not expecting more than say 20 minutes, half an hour of him, once a week or once every other game, then I think you'll get the most out of him. He's playing for a contract. There's a motivation there. There's a desire there. I know he said 18 months. I think it's 6 months because he was, 6 months, and we have an option to take him on for another year. I think that's a great contract because he'll be motivated. He'll give us all in training, and like I said, I think he's got quality if we can get him fit. Charlie, slow, his positioning is great. Positionally, I think positioning is great, but you can make mistakes. There's a basketball adage. Quick players get tired, tall players don't shrink. And and I think the same things that if you have good positioning, that's great. But if you lose concentration for even a second, bam, that's when you get hit. And if you're slow, it's very hard to make up for that mistake. If you're quick, as Cabal is, he's been able to make up for his mistake. I still think Sandro. I don't know what we're playing. I would actually play Sandro at the centre half, and I'll play Cabal at right back. Even though Cabal says I want to play centre half, I think Cabal loves getting forward. Sandro does love getting forward, doesn't really cross as much. Or he's more of a shooter than he is a cross-running passer. But I think Sandro and Cabal could do a great job there. They're both tall enough, they're both quick enough. We saw Sandro's moves, he's got the aggression. And I think just in the way that playing right back helps Sol Campbell's development, I think learning his timing, learning when to lead the line, I think that will help Cabal as well. Because I think when you're not the line leader, when you actually are having to play right back and hold that defensive offside line, that will help your positioning, and also help, if it helps Cabal, it will help Sandro. And knowing when to go forward, when not to drop. Because if you're a centre half, you've got someone else backing you up. When you're a fullback, you're on your own. I remember Lee Dixon again, talks about this, and he goes, there's different kind of running, there's different mentality, and it does develop certain areas. And if someone like Woodgate, he's finding it a struggle, but I think he's learning to become a better player as a result. Cabal and Sandro, given their ages, will learn a huge amount from that. In terms of a lot of it is due to 09-010 and they did great and blah blah blah. Do you know what? I understand that, and I'm sentimental towards that. But do you know what? Sentimentality, I think football's a case of what you've done for me lately. And unfortunately, I'm not saying Cabal hasn't done enough lately. So not Cabal, Charlie has done enough for us lately. But sadly, Walker's done just a bit more. Bassong, he's not a player that can bounce and balloon. I understand that. He isn't. The problem is, the way I look at it, if you're and I know it's difficult to keep match sharpness. We don't have reserve team football, and even then, it's widely acknowledged reserve team football just isn't enough to keep players, match fit and mind sharp. But sadly, it is a squad game, and especially for in my humble opinion, I think if you can keep a core team playing as long as you can, the better it is for you. Honestly, I do believe that, especially with a centre half. If you can have your centre halves and your goalie consistently playing, then that is a boon, because the lines of communication, it comes so natural. I mean, I don't want to use a wrestling, but I hate to use a wrestling analogy, but they talk about tag team wrestlers, and the reason they work so well, some guys work so well as a tag team but never as singles, is the timing, the way they communicate with each other, just their body language, their communication is just so good that it's seamless. And I think, saying that Cabal and King can't play regularly, so I do believe that, if you can play your first choice centre half, play them whenever you can. And if you say about pairing, play them whenever you can. And sadly, for Bassong, obviously we signed Gallas, signing Cabal was a huge thing, but then we signed Gallas, and that really made things difficult. So then he's behind two players. It's not just the case of you behind, let's say, just behind Dawson. You're behind Cabal, Gallas, and Dawson. That's three, and that's a huge ask for any player. And I can understand why he felt he had to leave. Hopefully, he can, like I said, show you the shop window, and I think that's what it is for a lot of players. Jamie O'Hara, shop window. He showed what he could do at Wolves last season, and they bought him, and we got decent money for him. And I'm thinking the same thing for Bassong. But the Nelson thing, he told me he doesn't get. I still don't get it myself. I would rather Cannavaro, who's probably 35 or something. But you know what? If I was to trade whose experience I want, an Italian World Cup winning captain or the captain of the New Zealand football team, that is a toughie. He does talk about, look, he's going after Friedel 40 goalkeeper, not so much. But Vieira, Beckham, Phil Neville. I can understand why he went for experience. I think it's very short-termist, and I think the reason with being short-termist is again, obviously, Harry would never ever tell a lie, especially after swallowing the Bible, and definitely wouldn't cheat the public revenue. And even if he doesn't, is he going to leave to go to England? I think these short-term, very low-risk contracts, these aren't players we bought for submission. These are players we bought for backup, and that's it. That's the major thing. And I don't think we've improved the quality of the backup, but we've got a more motivated backup. So it's a trade-off. You've got a very experienced backup, so you'll go from there. Anyway, I'm hoping to do another video for the Liverpool game, and for any of you guys who have Skype, I'm going to be doing this thing with Kevin G, or SBU Spurs, as you know, and hopefully we'll be doing something with him. If not, hopefully we'll be able to do something with you on Saturday for the game. Anyway, enjoy the game and try and ignore the noise in the background. Take care and come on you Spurs. Shouts out as always to topspurs.com, spursforum.co.uk, Spurs Odyssey, and I'm going to shout out to Jeremy Kinsella, Savannah King, you know, Spurs Forum, really nice guy, and he's in charge of our build-up threads. Johnny Allen is in charge of our match threads, and Jeremy, you are so always going to be in charge of our build-up threads. Anyway, so my shout out goes to you. Enjoy.